So you obviously hit $1 million a month in your business this year. What's the goal for the rest of 2026?
Just keep knocking out $1 million months. We've scaled back slightly in March and April because we didn't have the support staff ready fast enough. And I've done this before where we just kept scaling, but then of course clients were unhappy, a bunch of reasons, and I wanted to avoid that. So we said, okay, let's downscale the ads real quick so we can make sure that we're good. And then I think in what is it now, April? I think in May we can get it back up to the pace for 1 million a month. So I'm pretty confident we can hit 8 figures this year, and then just keep fucking scaling, because you're just shifting bottlenecks from one to the other. Like at first the bottleneck is clients, like everybody wants more clients, but once you figure that out, then it's like, okay, now we get enough clients. Now we just need all the support staff to handle all the clients. And then at some point it's getting more sales staff. Like we literally have too many fucking leads. We're full on our calendars. We need more sales staff. And then you're like, okay, well, we need to hire at a higher rate so we can make sure that we have enough new staff coming in at any given week. So now all of a sudden you're not thinking of funnels for clients, you're thinking about funnels for staff. Team. So now I made like VSLs for team, like why it's awesome to work in our company. And now your entire perspective shifts to just like, how can I attract more A players? And then at some point it's just becoming like a systems issue of like, how do we track all this so we're still efficient? How do we get managers that manage their own mini team underneath a super manager? Because our sales manager, we got like 20 or something sales staff now. You can't manage 20 people with QC, with one-on-ones weekly. So now we had to create a pod structure, and we had to hire a manager for setters only. But now this guy's getting too many setters, and so on and so forth. So there's all these like complexities that you didn't even think about that you have to fix over time. And then like you said, like we discussed, there's this whole AI layer in it. Because I know, for example, one thing that we need to build over the next weeks is an AI QC software that just QCs every single setter call, every single closer call, not as a replacement of the setter manager, but as an aid. So there's all this complexity, but now you also need a tech guy to help you implement all that, unless you want to do it all yourself. So it's just like, like you said, it just gets worse and worse in a good way.
More problems, bigger problems, but you get paid more to deal with it.
Amen.
What, with what you said there in terms of the team kind of growing very quickly, I think that's also one of the things that people also get afraid of, is in terms of like hiring a team, which I think is ultimately why a lot of people can kind of start spinning their wheels and also just like busy but not effective. Obviously, your goal is to get to over 8 figures. What percentage of your revenue is from organic versus paid?
Right now, it's hard to. It's always hard to track, because when you're running paid advertising, you never know how many people get warmed up through the organic content that you're pumping out anyways.
This is my argument that but also I even say it the other way around. It's like, if I just run loads, if I spend loads more ads, we get more organic conversions because people will just follow from the ads that then convert from the organic. So it's like, it's very difficult to kind of quantify to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, to be fully truthful with you, I don't know how much is coming from organic and how much is coming from ads. I would say it's a very healthy balance, but it is definitely currently more skewed towards ads because we're just spending a fuckload on ads. Like we're very, very aggressive with ads. But then again, like I would not want to know how much less money we make if organic, we would just completely stop, because I think that would be terrible.
Well, the way I think about paid ads and organic is it's like 2 legs on a stool. If you take one of them, the stool falls over. So like they both kind of support each other. And is your main strategy in terms of scaling via webinar, I think you mentioned, or is it VSLs?
We do have a webinar, but that's not even running right now. We have the second version coming up now that we want to test until it works. And just low ticket right now. Low ticket is our main thing.
Low ticket to then upsell.
Exactly. So ad, VSL, low ticket. And then literally, bro, like the moment they buy the low ticket, people get called, which is funny because people want to funnel hack. They're like, oh, I'm just going to copy a fucking funnel. Okay, good. Go funnel hack and then build a sales team that is so on point that outbound calls every single lead after fucking 30 seconds and deals with objections like, I can't speak right now. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to check out the low ticket stuff that you sent me first. Who the fuck are you? Stop calling me. Like, okay, good luck. Good luck copying that motherfucker, because it took us a long time to figure that out. So we were very, very, very good. We don't let anybody slip through the cracks that buys our low ticket stuff.
Have you tried AI dialers yet?
Yes, we did. Didn't work as well. We're the first ones who gonna go all in on that once it does work. It was just too much latency, and then there's so many tasks outside of the dialing that a human does right now. I mean, again, if I were to build an AI agent, it could probably take a lot of that over. But like sending selfie videos before the call on WhatsApp, reaching out to people via text, phone call, email, WhatsApp, remembering slight jokes, and just being a freaking human. I think that's going to be the last thing that we'll be able to replace with AI, the sales aspect of things.
I agree.
We'll be the first ones who do it once it's fucking ROI positive. But for now, we've tested it. We weren't happy with it.
I say, in my opinion, we do a lot of dialing as well. I find that's probably I would almost say that's one of the hardest roles to hire for.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because it's not an easy job to just call warm, cold people, call people all day, basically.
Especially setters, because everybody wants to be a closer and everybody wants to get to the 10K a month. And it's funny because there's so many closers out there, but so many of them are shit. Because of course, 90% of the closers out there, they all got into closing because they bought a How to Become a Closer program. And of course, that program doesn't say, it's the toughest job in the fucking world. You're going to be grinding all day, being on Zoom calls, dealing with freaking prospects. No, they're all saying, oh, you're going to be dealing with warm leads all day. You can travel the world, make 10K a month, all warm leads. You're going to close half of the people that you're fucking talking to. Nobody mentions follow-up, pipeline management, refunds, resales, having to deal with payment processors, having to listen to people, dump their problems onto you all day. Like, it's a tough fucking job. And we notice it too. I mean, people are going to hate me for this, but like, the best sales guys we've had are all older. They're all in their 30s and 40s, having a family.
Well, they've got life experience. And I also would say, I don't know if I'll get your perspective on this. Generally, if someone says they come through a closing academy and they haven't been on an offer, oh, fuck me, bro. Like they tend to have they've been sold the dream they're going to make 20 grand a month, like in the first month. It's like, dude, you've never even sold anything yet.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. And again, that's also why we very rarely hire closers out the gate. We let them just eat shit as a setter. Sorry, but and not even as an inbound setter, but you just outbound dial setters now, all day. You have to have 220 dials a day, otherwise you get sacked. If you don't hit 200 in the first week every day, you're gonna get sacked right away. We're extremely it's harder to become a sales rep in our company than get into Harvard. Actually, statistically.
How do you pay your dialers?
What do you
pay
mean?
Them basis and do you pay them base and commission? Or commission
only? Base and commission. They get base and commission, because I don't want to pay them freaking base, especially if they suck after a week and they do 50 dials a day. We have to eat that. But we're currently working on a new comp structure where they have to hit certain KPIs for the base to be active, and then they get commission. I think they get 4% commission for every close that their set results in. And then because we also noticed, especially with setters, if you pay higher than industry standards, you're going to get way better people. You can't be cheap with setters, unfortunately. You're just going to get way, way, way better people. If you're our setters make 6 to 8K a month right now, which is way higher than most other setters. Usually they make 2 to 5. So we're able to attract way better setters already, because they're if their goal is to get to 8 to 10K a month, they're almost there already as a setter. So it's kind of it sucks because you need to overpay them. But at the same time, you need to do that in order to get good people.
Now, if you enjoyed this clip and you're a coach, creator, or a business owner and you want help in terms of how to scale your business using ads, AI, content, marketing, a lot of things we talk about on the show, then hit the link at the top line of our description in the YouTube video. You can book on a call with us and we'll walk through the whole process, audit your business, and show you where there's huge, huge opportunities for you to scale.